This is the old gamer stereotype. I'm sure you know this. Thank you, South Park. It's still perpetuated everywhere, but obviously it's pretty far from the truth. Our sample for gamers, 3 hours per week, so we're seeing about 30% female players in that whole segment. Mostly, a vast majority of players on the mobile side, but also Switch is making inroads, and there are a lot of PC gamers as well. Average age of the gamer is 25, and we see pretty even distribution across the United States. You know, the old gamer stereotype of the lonely guy in his basement is not true. 40% of gamers are married, and 46% have children in the house.
Among the population over 50, 49% of women play games. They're playing an average of 5 hours a week, and they're playing it for stress and health reasons. Right? And so when we think about our brands and our messages around being healthy, getting healthy, celebrating health, games are part of that conversation for this demographic. So the number one and number two reason women play games is completion and fantasy. The number one and number two reason men play games is competition and destruction. Turns out gamers actually are more social, engage with their family more, right? All of these stereotypes we have about gamers that, they're sitting in their room, they don't talk to anybody, they have no friends. Turns out that's not true. Money's not what matters to people. What matters to people is mastery, autonomy, and purpose. People game for those reasons. They game so they can be great, so they can be good, so they can be the best they can be and feel proud of that.
The global gaming industry is 2.5 times the size as the combined movie and music industry. It's huge. Audiences of the League of Legends tournaments are larger than the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the National Hockey League.
And we went from $1 billion, as the previous team talked about, to $160 billion projected in 2020, according to Newzoo.
So why are we talking about this? Yeah, there's hockey stick growth, and that's a good reason we all ought to be here today. What are going to be the biggest and fastest growing sports in the world? And that big one there on the end, that's esports.
So we have somewhere between 16 and 20 million people a day coming on Twitch, but on average they're spending 95 minutes.
Gaming is a massive, massive, massive landscape. So it's 2 billion people globally. It's pretty hard to argue with the numbers of that.
There's just so much that you can do. There's esports, there's gaming, there's professional leagues, there's streamers, there's consoles, there's platforms. I could go on.
The gaming space needs and rewards and in fact punishes the absence of adding value. Like, is this helping the experience be more of whatever someone is doing in that experience? What gamers care about is altruism, and when they see brands doing something that benefits the space, that's what they care about. They want to see brands doing things that show that they're trying to support and grow these communities that everybody identifies with. What you don't want to do is NASCAR this. What you don't want to do is just slap brands on top of things and think simply being seen is enough. That kind of thinking, that type of brand presence in this space doesn't work very well.
The nice thing about the gaming industry is that it's really incredibly easy to scale. You can start with doing a test, maybe sponsoring an influencer for a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, prove out success, and within a matter of a year, you can easily scale those programs to multi-year, multi-million-dollar deals.
Bumble is a location-based connection platform. How can we help gamers find each other, build relationships IRL that don't rely on an E3 or a TwitchCon or a PAX, where the people that you're actually currently playing video games with, but you currently have your mic turned off, how do you introduce yourself to those people, build those connections, and then take those relationships from IRL online?
Bottom line here is everybody's a gamer.
11 trying to make it go, no, broke, last second goal, it's not over yet!